Hello everyone, and welcome to my March 7th guide. March got her well-deserved upgrade, and although it wasn't a 5-star variant, she got a nice outfit change and a unique kit to compensate for that. I'm not sure about how you get her Eidolons, but we will find out sooner or later, but it's probably also going to be from the event. In this video, I'll be giving you a guide on March, based off the current leaks, with everything being subject to change. Also, any numbers shown here are again subject to change and are all level 1. One more thing, make sure to subscribe if you like these guides, it really helps me out. We're also closing in on 100 subscribers, and if you could get me to 100, that would be very nice. Anyways, let's start taking a look at March's kit. March's basic attack is the exact same basic attack almost every character has, dealing 50% imaginary damage to a single enemy, but the catch is she gains a charged stack. I will explain what charge is and does in a little bit. Her skill designates an ally as the master and increases their speed by 6%. When using a basic attack or dealing damage from enhanced basic attack, trigger an effect corresponding to the master's path. If the master is erudition, destruction, or hunt, deals additional damage equal to 10% of March's attack, and if the master is harmony, nihility, preservation, or abundance, buffs the toughness reduction for this attack by 100%. Toughness reduction is very useful for the weakness bar that is below the enemy's health. March's ultimate is by far my favorite because I don't have to read and explain a paragraph. She deals imaginary damage equal to 144% of her attack to a single enemy and increases the hits per action and damage chance for the next enhanced basic attack by 2 hits. On top of that, she has an increased chance of dealing additional damage with those 2 extra hits. Remember, this buff only applies to the last 2 hits. Her talent, after the master uses an attack or ultimate, March 7th gains 1 charge stack. When charge reaches 7 stacks, March immediately takes action again and increases the damage she deals by 40%. Her basic attack is enhanced, and after using enhanced basic attack, consumes 7 charge stacks. Charge stacks can stack up to 10, and her enhanced basic attack doesn't recover skill points. The 10 charge stacks work the same as Aventurine stacks, meaning if you overcap by 1 or 2 charges, they will not be lost. Whenever an ally other than March use their technique, March will gain a charge stack upon entering the next battle. And when she activates her technique, she gains 30 energy at the start of the battle. To give you an example on the ally's technique, if Himeko and Herta, for example, use their techniques and enter battle with March on the team, March will start the battle with 2 charge stacks. Her enhanced basic attack deals damage 3 times initially, and each hit on the enemy deals imaginary damage equal to 40% of March's attack, and on the final hit, there is a 60% fixed chance to deal 1 extra hit up to a maximum of 3 extra hits. Energy regenerated from using enhanced basic attack does not increase with the number of hits per action, and also enhanced basic attack cannot recover skill points. For the energy part, this means that the energy is a fixed amount no matter how many hits occur. Moving on to March's traces, March's Major Trace 1 gives March a 25% advance forward when the battle starts. March's second Major Trace, she can reduce the toughness of enemies with weakness of the master's type. When inflicting weakness break, also triggers the imaginary weakness break effect. If, for example, Himeko is March's master, she can reduce fire weakness, or if Acheron is her master, she can reduce lightning weakness and have an extra imaginary break of her own. Her Major Trace 3, March gains 10% speed if she has the master on the field. As for her minor traces, I could only find 24% crit damage extra. Moving on to March's Eidolons. For her E1, increases the master's crit damage by 60% and break effect by 36% after she uses enhanced basic attack, and lasting for 2 turns. Her E2, after the master uses their basic attack or skill to attack an enemy, March immediately launches a follow-up attack and deals imaginary damage equal to 60% of her attack. Additionally, triggers an effect corresponding to Master's Path and gains 1 charge stack. If there is no target enemy that can be attacked, March 7th attacks a random enemy. This effect can only be triggered once per turn. E3 is a skill and basic level up. Her E4 gives her 5 energy every time she takes a turn. E5 is an ultimate and talent level up. And her E6, after using ultimate, increases the crit damage of the next enhanced basic attack by 50%. Now let's get into the actual guide. For her light cones, I haven't found any signature light cone leaks, but considering she's a 4-star, it makes sense. Anyways, her best light cones are Cruising in the Stellar Sea, Only Silence Remains, Subscribe for More is okay if you save your ultimate, River Flows in Spring is also very good, and for a few more 5-stars, if you have them for some reason and you're not using them on your Boot Hill or your Sela, Boot Hill's light cone is very good, and Sela's light cone is also really good. Sleep Like the Dead is also an okay light cone, but it doesn't really benefit you a lot, except that it's a 5-star with high stats. For her best teams, any character that scales with crit or break effect stats is going to be good with her, and fast units that get lots of turns or units that ult are also really good with her. Examples are Boot Hill, Acheron, Argenty, Blade, Harmony Trailblazer, Ratio, Dunhung Il, Sela, Jingliu, Firefly, and Yang Qing are all either fast or benefit from break or crit stats, and bonus from March's talent, after the master uses an attack or ultimate, March 7th gains 1 charge stack. The attack mentioned here also counts the follow-up attacks, which means Jingyuan, Clara, Yun Li, Topaz, Aventurine, Zhuei, Herta, and Himiko, and some others that I mentioned above that can also follow-up attack will be good with March. Robin also could potentially be very good, since her ult attack could potentially be counted as an ultimate attack, meaning every time someone hits an enemy and Robin deals her damage, she will be drowning March in charge stacks. On to the relics. 4-piece Musketeer is best in slot in my opinion. 2-piece attacks are also very good. 2-piece attack, 2-piece speed, or 2-piece attack, 2-piece imaginary is also very good. Or you can swap that out with some break effect. And if you want to build full break effect, you can go break effect speed, but you can just mix whatever you need or whatever you want. 4-piece Genius of Brilliant Stars is also very good, and 4-piece Wastelander is very good, but only if you imprison enemies or play in a mono imaginary team. If you plan on break effect Hunt March, which also seems pretty good, then Iron Cavalry against the Scourge is best in slot, and any 2-piece break effect is very good, with 2-piece speed, 2-piece break effect being very good as well. Basically, March can be an incredibly flexible unit with lots of build options because of her hybrid kit. For her balls, Rutiland Arena is best in slot for the attack build, but you need high crit rate stats. Glameth is second best in slot for the attack build, and speed realistically shouldn't be that much of an issue to reach at least 140 to 150, but 160 gives 18% instead of 12 from the Glamoth set. Space Sealing Station is also good, and for the break effect builders, Talia is best in slot, and Penacony if you play Dunhung Il, or Well DPS, or Aventurine, or Harmony Trailblazer, or Ratio, which isn't necessarily tied to break effect or attack, you can play both. You can also play with Izumo if you're going to be playing with Boot Hill, for example, and Forge's Lotus is also really good if you play Firefly, or if enemies are fire weakened. For main stats, you want to go crit rate or crit damage on your body piece, speed on your boots, attack percent or imaginary bonus, but I recommend attack percent more on your ball, and attack percent on the rope with energy regen and break effect being another thing you can use, but I wouldn't recommend energy regen since she might be getting way too much. For substats, I'll explain speed later, but for now, crit rate or crit damage, attack percent, and break effect are very equal if you're going to be playing a break effect build. And for the speed, 134 is perfect, but you can go a little bit lower since she gets the extra 10% speed from her kit and the 25% advance forward as well. 122 speed is a very good stopping point, meaning you can actually ditch the speed boots and run attack percent boots. But speed boots get her to 127, which sounds really good to me. For the materials, Horn of Snow is for the Ascension, and Thieves' Instinct is for the general material you will be using to level up your March. And since she does not have a signature light cone, I cannot recommend anything else. So, moving on to her best Eidolons. All of them are completely free and are all solid upgrades to her, so I can't really recommend any of them. So any Eidolon you get on March is going to be a very good upgrade. I'm really happy that a free unit like Hunt March is coming to the game because it adds a unique mechanic with a double break effect and the ability to reduce other weaknesses that aren't imaginary. I personally see her as a fun character I can use if I have already beaten MOC or Apocalyptic Shadow, and will reattempt it with other units just because I'm bored. I hope you enjoyed my guide on March 7th. Like the video and subscribe if you found it helpful. It makes this little number go up, which is very nice. And I'll see you on the next guide. Peace.